Hi, friends. Thank you for joining me. So, you know that saying, the teacher has the most to learn? Not that I'm the teacher, I'm just the sharer. But that really stands out in my mind today when I talk to the topic of self care. Self care has always been really, really hard for me and something that I've struggled with. And recently, I was reminded of the fact that I need to practice self care daily. So, I always sort of tend to think that other people's needs and wants are more important than my own. And as a result, I feature at the bottom of the priority list, always, or I don't feature on the list at all. I tend to think that other people's needs and what will make them happy and their priorities are so important that I land up not taking care of myself at all and not featuring on that list. And last week was a prime example of this. I realized that I needed to slow down on seeing people and visiting people and the phone calls, and I needed to eat more and I needed to rest more because I could feel I was running on reserves. But because of this old belief system, I didn't, and I put everyone else first besides myself. And as a result, I landed up with a 8-day long migraine and was exhausted. I was recording this last week. I started recording self care, and I was so tired I couldn't see out of my own eyes. And I thought, Carmen, you can't do this. You can't share on self care when you are so tired that you can't be authentic in what you're saying. So I parked it last week. And I decided to pick it up this week when I'm feeling rested and happy. And so I wanted to share this with you. So, off the back of that terrible migraine that I had, I was reminded how important it is to put myself first. It's important that I get enough rest and sleep and eat enough, and take enough time out so that I am in a peaceful and happy and whole place. Because we cannot give from an empty cup. And what I wanted to share with you that I need reminding of daily is, and this was so groundbreaking when I realized this. So I've known about self-care. So I became cognizant of the fact that I needed to practice self-care about 3 years ago. And every now and then I forget about it, like I did last week. But when I was reminded of it, and this is groundbreaking, and I want to share it with you, is that someone said to me a few weeks ago, Carmen, no one is going to put you first but you. I'm going to say that again. No one is going to put you first but you. And it's really important that we put ourselves first and take care of ourselves first before we give to others. Because when we don't put ourselves first, we become bitter and resentful, and we could be a little bit nasty or cranky, and we cannot give to the world around us and to the people around us from a place of empty, when our tank is running on empty. And so it's important to put ourselves first. It is important to, I think, with putting ourselves first, what I've realized is it comes with responsibility for me. So I don't know if you relate to that, but I am responsible for my own health and for my own happiness. And when I take responsibility for that, then I am a better daughter, sister, friend, cousin, niece, to worker, colleague, to the world around me and to my ecosystem. So it's really, really important. And when I realized that I was responsible for my wellness and that it was my responsibility to put me first, when that dawned on me, it was pretty life-changing. And sure, I don't get it right all the time, but I was reminded of it last week. I have trigger signs, and I thought, Carmen, in order to be the best version of you and to help and love and support other people and to play the role that you need to in other people's lives, because that makes up the ecosystem of my life, then you need to ensure that you're okay. And it doesn't come naturally for me, so I need to sometimes remind myself of it. And I'm going to give you some practical advice because this was shared with me, about 2 years ago, and it really hit home with me, and it's practical. So if someone I know said to me, a wise person said to me, in every situation, take a few seconds out in your head and in your heart quietly and just ask yourself, are you okay in this moment? So at work, at a braai, at school, at university, or whatever situation you're in, or at least twice a day, just take a moment out for yourself in your mind and go, am I okay? Do I need the situation to change in order for me to be happy? Do I need to do something differently to be happy? Am I all right in this dynamic, in this situation, in this day? And by doing that daily and, in situations and in circumstances, by practicing that and getting that into your system and getting it into like your heart and in your mind and in your body, checking in with yourself. By doing that regularly, you are building steps and building blocks daily and hourly and weekly and monthly and annually, which will make up your life of practicing self-care. And again, practice, makes perfect. And I try to at least twice a day, wherever I'm at, whatever situation I'm in, or people I'm with, or whether it's social, whether it's at work, whether it's at dancing at the gym or whatever it is, I check in and I go, just in my own mind, I go, Carmen, are you okay? Are you comfortable? Are you peaceful? Are you happy? Are you being triggered? Are you operating from a place of, wanting to please other people, or is this where you really want to be? And I tell you, this is also really, really, really groundbreaking, is that when you are comfortable and happy, and in a space because you're putting yourself first, then you are going to be the best version of you to other people, which is quite profound. People pleasing doesn't help you or other people, but being true and honest to yourself and practicing self-care will result in your relationships, with people and things and circumstances being far healthier. So I just want to implore you today to check in with yourself daily, hourly if you need to, weekly and in circumstances. And I want to implore you to choose you, No one is going to choose you for you. So it's important that we take responsibility and choose us. Choose to eat enough. Choose to sleep enough. Choose to be, do things that are, that give you self-care. So if it's needing to take an hour out to watch TV or, to read a book or whatever, choose you. And choose to fill your cup up first, because we can't give from an empty cup. And when you choose you and you are doing things that fill you up, then you are better able to give to, the world around you. And you'll be a better friend and a sister and a mother and an aunt and when we prioritize and we put ourselves first. Because God wants us to help others and to be, of use to our loved ones and to be able to give advice and be a support. But he also knows that we can't do that when we're running on fumes and when we're on empty. So, daily sort of reminders and practices to put ourselves first will not only benefit us, but it will benefit the ecosystem and the world around us. And thank you for listening to the share, because I don't always get it right. I got it hopelessly wrong a week ago, and I needed reminding. So it's a daily affirmation, but thank you for allowing me to share this with you, and therefore to remind myself that self-care is really, really important. Right. Thank you for listening and for joining me. I will see you soon.